All right, very sad and unfortunate news breaking today. Wrestling legend, the biggest, I want to say, the biggest wrestler on the face of the earth, the most recognizable face, one of the most recognizable faces ever in history, has passed away. Hulk Hogan has passed away at the age of 70. The news broke around noon Eastern time. I remember being at work and I think I just opened up Facebook and I saw, Hulk Hogan passes away, and not the most reliable source from where I read it. And, didn't think too much of it for like 30 seconds, did a quick Google search. There was two more articles, but again, wasn't anything too reliable. And when the TMZ post happened, and then it's like, oh shit, like this is something that is probably going to be taken seriously. And if it is one of those fake news articles, it's like, damn. But it was just one after the other. Twitter blew up, Instagram blew up, Facebook. It was all over the place. And within 5 minutes, a lot of my coworkers, I guess, got news as well. And it was on one hand, it was like, damn, like people actually care to see how I was. I had a lot of people checking in, seeing like if I heard and if I'm okay. A lot of people texted my wife asking if I'm okay, and I'm like, I guess I really am the wrestling guy. But for me, just it was my heart sank, and it was like one of those feelings that you knew it was gonna happen eventually. I know it is part of life, but Hulk Hogan to me is like the reason we're all here. Hulk Hogan is the reason that wrestling is what it is. Without him, I don't think I actually know that none of this will be possible. The YouTube, WrestleMania, Netflix, it all stems from Hulk Hogan being that guy that transcended wrestling onto the main stage. And I know that it's a very controversial thing to praise Hulk Hogan in 2025, but you can't deny the fact that this guy is the reason that we are all here, being wrestling fans and being able to have that as like a passion. Um, for me personally, it's like I wouldn't be a fan at all. Hulk Hogan is what got my parents into wrestling, my grandparents into wrestling, which got me into it. And it's funny. The first thing I thought about is I had a dream in 2010. It must have been 2010 of meeting Hulk Hogan. And as a lot of you know, we had a pizza shop, and in the dream, I remember he showed up there, and I like freaked out, and I told him like, wait here for like 10 minutes, let me drive home, grab my belts and my figures, and I'll be back. And he said okay, and I went home, I brought my stuff, and he signed it, and it was, I woke up so happy. And 1 year later, in 2011, I actually got to meet him, and for the first time at a little independent show, and videos online. It's if you search for it, and it felt like an hour I was talking to him, and it was a long time. It was a lot longer than I had with, I want to say, John Cena, Batista. It was around the same time, but it was a lot longer than you get for a regular meet and greet. And you can see in the video, I am incredibly nervous. I'm standing there. He's across the table. I have my hands on my hip because I'm in shock that this man's having a full-on conversation with me, giving me the inside scoop of him putting over Goldberg in the Georgia Dome. And he went on about how just the whole story behind it, and I just thanked him for everything. And it wasn't your average meet and greet. If you like, honestly, I was watching it back and I'm like, damn, I talked to him for a long time. And you can see a little thing of sweat just go down my head because I was like, damn, like I'm literally like face to face with the biggest wrestler, honestly, of all time. And to this day, it's like one of my favorite things I've ever done, because he actually put the time in to like greet you and make you feel special. And even when I met him the second time at WrestleMania 29 at WrestleCon, same thing, just a class act. I honestly don't remember the conversation at that time. It wasn't like anything special. But just being able to say that I met Hulk Hogan twice and then once at the airport. Funny enough, I just told a side story. When I met him at the airport, he was on the phone with the police because I found out after that it was during WrestleMania 31 when something happened with Scott Steiner's wife and him and Scott Steiner. So he was on the phone like calling the police. I guess something happened. It came out after during a Scott Steiner interview, and I'm like, oh yeah, look, like this, it all matches up, because he said as he entered the airport, he was on the phone with the police, and you see me with like my selfie thing. I'm like, oh look, it's Hulk Hogan on the phone with the police now. I know, but just a lot of thoughts going through my head, and I feel like wrestling now is really split. You know, social media has been very divided, and it is kind of like unfortunate because he is such a big part of what wrestling is and what it was. He is everything. He is wrestling. He's professional wrestling, but his actions over the last however many years has basically tainted his legacy. But at the end of the day, he is still like the man's like he's gone, right? And I feel like people posting celebratory things and basically saying good or like good riddance and just being happy that a guy is dead. I just feel like it's totally classless. There's one guy who actually posted a video of Hulk Hogan getting stretchered out of his house after he had gone, which is like incredibly, like I couldn't even believe it. And you had so many people just replying to the video, just like take it down. Like the guy can't even die in peace, right? And it's just crazy, you know, a time where everyone I feel like should be remembering the good of Hulk Hogan and what he's done for all of us as wrestling fans and professional wrestling as a whole. It's kind of broken down into like, well, he did this and he did this, so like fuck him and, you know, let him like burn in hell or whatever. And that's just to me, that's just not what I remember Hulk Hogan to be. And I know what he's said and done is very controversial, and a lot of people aren't going to agree with the video I'm making praising him right now. But to me, Hogan will always like be the guy, you know, Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling, along with Steve Austin and The Rock and whoever, Undertaker. But it's just I'm in shock, and I still am, and it's just I just never expected it. And looking back now, WrestleMania 18, him and The Rock, probably one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. I was probably my biggest wrestling regret, and this was actually funny. I was planning on making a video on this, talking about wrestling regrets, and that would have been mine. I was 12 years old. I'm sure I could have persuaded my parents or someone to take me to WrestleMania, but I didn't. And I missed The Rock versus Hulk Hogan. Everyone knows how great that match was. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to put into words. And you know, I just it's just tough. It's tough it's a very dark day, I want to say, for professional wrestling. And I feel like we should all be coming together at this point and kind of remembering the good instead of kind of fighting over like, why are you making this video and why are you saying good things. It's just crazy. So rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Thank you for everything you've done, and rest in peace. So see you guys in the next video.